Hello, I'm Vasai. Dr. Mohammed Omar El-Farek created me to help you ace your MRCS exam. Today, we're diving into a really tough communication station, one that trips up a lot of candidates: refusal of treatment. All right, let's get right into the simulation. Okay, picture this. The door closes, the examiner nods, and your 8-minute timer starts now. This briefing sheet, it's not just a list of facts. Think of it as your first set of clues. You've got your patient, Mr. Trevor Rogers, and a pretty clear recommendation from the MDT. But here's the thing, the clinical facts, they're only half the story.
So, if you want to pass this station, you've got to shift your focus. Look up from the clipboard and see the person sitting in front of you. Because your real challenge here isn't the diagnosis, it's Mr. Rogers himself.
And this right here, this is the core of the problem. It's a huge communication gap. On one side, you have your briefing, all the clinical facts. On the other side, you've got the patient's reality, what he's feeling, his fears, and his own ideas about what should happen next. Your entire 8-minute consultation, it happens right in the middle of that gap. So who is Mr. Rogers? Well, let's build a picture. He's 54, a postman, a guy probably used to his daily routine, right? And now he's facing this massive uncertainty. He's anxious, for sure, but don't mistake that for being passive. He's already been doing his own research. He's heard about this BCG treatment because his main goal, his absolute bottom line, is to avoid that big surgery. So you see, he's not just a patient. He's a person with a plan of his own. And that brings us to the core conflict, boiled down to its simplest form. The MDT says cystectomy, the patient says BCG treatment. And where are you? You're standing right in the middle of that divide. And the only tools you have are good information and a whole lot of empathy. All right, before we get into the step-by-step, the what to say, we have to lock down the why. Let's talk about the guiding principles. These are the rules that have to be in the back of your mind for every single thing you say and do in this station.
This. I want you to burn this into your brain. It is the #1 rule for this entire scenario. Avoid being judgmental and respect the patient's right to autonomy. What you think is best, honestly, it's irrelevant. Your job, your only job, is to respect his choice. Completely. No judgment.
So let's pull back the curtain. What are the examiners actually testing here? They're putting your ethical framework under a microscope. This isn't a quiz about treatment options. It's about showing them you can figure out if a patient has the capacity to make their own decision, and then, and this is the most important part, that you will honor that decision. Okay, with those principles locked in, let's get practical. Here's a step-by-step guide to help you navigate this consultation and really nail it. Your opening is all about setting the right tone. It's a simple 3-part process. First, introduce yourself. Easy. Second, confirm you're speaking with Mr. Rogers. Basic, but crucial. Then, you ask the single most important opening question. To start, could you tell me what you understand so far? This isn't just small talk. You're gathering intelligence. You need to know where his head is at before you can go any further. Next up, delivering the news. How you structure this is everything. You have to be super clear. I'd recommend starting with the good news. Mr. Rogers, the scans showed the cancer hasn't spread. Then, deliver the MDT's recommendation. But, and this is key, you have to immediately explain why. Tell him, the reason the team is suggesting this is because the chemotherapy and radiotherapy we tried before didn't have the effect we hoped for. And now, you pivot, big time. You stop talking and you start listening. Your job flips from being the expert to being the listener. This is where you use the ICE framework. Find out his ideas, listen to his concerns, and understand his expectations. When he tells you he's scared of the surgery, you have to acknowledge that. Say something like, I can completely understand why you feel that way. It's a huge decision. Only after you show that empathy can you gently explain the risks of the path he wants to take. So he's going to ask you about BCG treatment. Your explanation needs to be simple, no jargon. You can say something like, it's a type of immunotherapy where we put a liquid medicine directly into your bladder through a small tube. The goal is to get your own immune system to attack the cancer cells. But it's absolutely vital that you manage his expectations. Make it clear, this isn't a one-and-done treatment. It would involve a number of courses over a period of time. All right, you've shared the information, you've listened to his side of the story. Now it's time to bring this consultation in for a smooth landing. How you end this is just as important as how you began. Just follow this simple 4-step checklist and you can't go wrong. First, summarize the plan. Just quickly recap the conversation and his decision to make sure you're both on the same page. Second, ask if he has any more questions. This gives him back some control. Third, arrange a follow-up. This is your safety net. And finally, number 4, thank him. It's simple courtesy, but it ends things on a respectful note. Trust me, a clean exit like this leaves a great impression.
So let's get to the crucial point, the absolute bottom line. If a patient has capacity, their decision is final. That's it. If Mr. Rogers understands the situation and still makes his choice, that choice stands. Your job then changes. You're no longer trying to persuade him. You are there to support him. You document his decision, and you help him move forward on the path he has chosen.
In the end, this entire station, this whole 8-minute dance, comes down to one single massive question that lies right at the heart of being a doctor. How will you balance what medical evidence says is best with what a patient has the absolute right to choose? Nailing that balance? Well, that's what this is all about. My analysis is now complete.